people out there that could be starting an incredible motorsport career and really taking that next step.
What I wanted to do was take them out of their comfort zone, because now it throws them in the deep end. They shouldn't be here if they're not taking it seriously.
The drive in ROKitflix 4 for next year is worth £450,000.
Looks once again to the inside and commits to it on the inside into what the rat is probably.
Those sort of opportunities don't come out all too often, unfortunately.
Missed out by 1,000th of a second.
I just threw away my entire future.
It was fun.
Never wanted something so much for him in my entire life. He needs this because it's the only thing he has.
We are here in the broadcast center in Kemptal in Switzerland.
The purpose of race control is to have as clean as possible racing.
As we get underway for one final time, as they're all away nice and clean. Oh, there's been a bit of contact. He's already been sent around in the background.
The latest esports and the simulators you can actually have in your own home are becoming so real that it's not a bad place to start. Formula 4 is the starting point to get you on the ladder towards Formula 1.
We're seeing superstars being made for the future. It's incredible.
Last time on Racing Star, our finalists got their first taste of racing on a professional sim. It will soon be time to put what they have learnt into practice, as that big prize, a fully paid drive in the British Formula 4 Championship, is getting a little bit closer.
Alright, morning folks. Welcome to the fitness testing component of the Rocket Racing Star programme. And so essentially what we're doing here, we sort of take what we do in the lab at Silverstone.
Being a good online racer is only part of what's needed for this competition. You need to be physically fit to compete in real-world racing. So whoever won here would also need to understand that they would be training all along the way before they got to claim the prize.
We put in the competitors through a mix of different tests that effectively look at different fitness parameters that we deem of importance to motorsport performance. So we'll be looking at their body composition, their weight and what it's made up of, muscle mass, fat mass, etc. We'll then be looking at their grip strength, a very motorsport specific parameter of their strength there. Then a jump test, so look at the explosive power in their lower body. 23.7. We then stay on the lower body and look at a wall sit test, which is then looking at the strength endurance of the lower body.
How long left? How long left?
Don't worry about how long's left, just keep focusing on holding the position.
Yeah, the legs are shaking after that very badly, but everyone else is going through the same pain.
Keep your hands off the wall, hands off the wall. 144, 132.
The wall sit was good because I got the gold standard of 3 minutes.
144, 145.
I thought I'd asked at the end, I was like, do we get to do it again? And she just went, no. So yeah, the wall sit really didn't go well.
Keep your arms crossed, keep your arms crossed. 3, 2, 1. You can relax there, well done.
Why did we do that before the test?
So you're joining with the next.
Oh, that feels so nice.
Next one is the plank hold test. All right, so elbows directly underneath your shoulders with your knees on the floor to begin. After that, we look at a front plank test, so looking at core strength. Again, something that's very important for motorsport athletes, particularly in single-seater racing where they're having to contend with G-forces that are sort of manipulating their body around the cockpit. After that, we look at press-ups. So again, another strength endurance test, this time for the upper body. And then we finish with a bleep test.
I didn't eat enough today in the morning.
Yeah, you feel lightheaded? Just take a seat.
And I felt really lightheaded all of a sudden. I needed to sit down. I was feeling really dizzy, which is a shame because that sort of affected the rest of my day. I came back and I thought I may as well get it over and done with. There's no point just leaving it for later because I'm going to feel worse then. So I did it, but I think I could have done a lot better than that if I had eaten in the morning.
So you feel a bit disappointed? And
yeah, I'm quite disappointed with that. But
what would it mean to you if you got through and you were the one to pick up that F4 drive? What would that mean to you?
That would be incredible. I mean, I wouldn't really know what to say. I think that's been sort of my main focus since I was very, very young. I've always wanted to go racing, and I've never had the funding for that, and that would be a dream come true.
and then we finish with a bleep test. So just find the time, get into a rhythm. Yeah, so probably a bit quick, slow it down a little bit, slow it down a little bit. You only need to test of cardiovascular fitness. Again, another very important fitness parameter for motorsport, not only from a physical perspective, but also from a mental perspective.
You always got to think about that F4 drive next year, so you're pushing your absolute limit, and no matter what the pain is, you just keep going.
I practiced the bleep test 3 days in a row, so I thought I would have maybe done a little bit better, but I think I was a bit worn out from the wall sit.
The bleep test wasn't very good. I got to 4, but running's never been my strong bit.
Nathan was probably our best performing athlete this morning. Obviously, he did well in the bleep test. He was the highest performing athlete by quite some margin in that test. But the important thing to say there is that it's great to be good in a particular test, but the nature of motorsport fitness is such that you need to be good in an array of different aspects of fitness. So what we're looking for here really is the complete package.
I went until the very end, like the last ounce of energy that I had in me, and I just managed to keep it focused. I knew that you need to be like fit for an F4 seat, and I wanted to demonstrate that I have the total capability to do so.
There was a very familiar face keeping an eye on proceedings here at the finals in Bolton.
I'm Kelvin Fletcher, and I'm a proud ambassador of the University of Bolton. I've had quite a few careers racing the British GT Championship with my own team, Paddock Motorsport, in the McLaren GT3. I'm an actor as well. This year I've just finished my first documentary series. Farmer, father, actor, jack of all, master of none springs to mind.
Kelvin Fletcher is no slouch on track, a former champion in the ultra-competitive British GT Championship, but even he found these sims challenging.
It was tough. I think I finished 4th. It was a bit of a struggle. At times it felt like I was back in the touring cars. There's a lot of contact there. These simulators are apparently, the state of the art. They're absolutely fantastic pieces of kit. We use them on a weekly basis, really. Simulators is a big part. Obviously a lot cheaper to go sim testing than it is to actually go real life testing. So to get an insight today to some of these systems has been a real delight. I think I still need to tweak on my simulator skills a little bit, because I'm not quite as quick as some of the guys there.
We're ready to listen in to all of our drivers and how much they can push the limits of this circuit here at Brands Hatch. Cutthroat, brutal out there.
For the boys here, there was the added stress of pre-qualifying. 2 time sessions that would decide the final 8 in the competition and send the others home empty-handed.
50% is quite a harsh cut-off for these drivers. They need to be making sure that they're getting in their fastest lap times. It's very difficult to do only in that 15-minute session, as it's going to be only a few laps really that they're going to get in the end.
Out front, there was a clear battle between Dylan Warren and Deegan Fairclough over who was fastest.
Dylan Warren has just set an incredible second sector. The first sector down maybe half a tenth. Deegan Fairclough, final corner ticked off, 25.075 to beat them. Does set a 24.987 super lap.
I'm just over the moon. That was a good lap. Put it all together. Could have been a little bit more, but I'm still happy. P1.
But as the clock counted down, the pressure was on for the rest to set a fast enough time to get through the knockout stage and into the finals. For Thanet Rodrigo, it was all down to his final lap.
There's Thanet Rodrigo at the moment, who's in that second car. What are the final lap times going to be as they start ticking them off? 3 have crossed the line, no improvements for them. Thanet Rodrigo is the one that's on the cusp at the moment. The personal best in the first sector. This is hundredths, which could decide that he needs to improve by a tenth of a second. What can Thanet Rodrigo do across the line? He improves, but not by enough.
I'm not sure what happened. The pace just wasn't there. I was down about 6 tenths from my personal best, but I think from here it's just important to focus on what's next.
For those that were on the cusp of the top 8, it was going to be an agonising wait to find out their fate.
To be honest, it did feel quite different to practice. I tried my hardest. I think I had a better lap in there, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's time now to actually officially announce our top 8 boys that will come here tomorrow. For this, I'm going to hand over to Bob Fernley. Bob, if you can come over and make the official announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and again, I just have to thank you all for the effort you've put into today. It's been magnificent. It's been a long, long day of a race weekend. You know, you've done your practice, you've had a little bit of time to think about it, another practice, then a qualifying, and tomorrow you come back for a race. So what we're trying to do is get you into the mental mood of what happens on race weekends, and you've experienced it fully today. I'm not putting you into any suspense, so we'll go straight into the times for you. Number 1 is Deegan Fairclough. Number 2, Dylan Warren. Number 3, Theo McCurris. Number 4, Marcus Luzio. Number 5, Ronnie Smith. Number 6, Kai Bacchini. Number 7, Nathan Clifford. And number 8,
I don't really have the opportunity to get into motorsport. If I were to win, then it would mean everything.
I feel confident, so hopefully.
It would mean the world if I won this. It's always been my dream.
I tried my hardest. I think I had a better lap in there, but I'm not sure.
And number 8, Zach Sweeney. I would just like to make a note for you here that Zombor, you missed out by 1,000th of a second. What an incredible effort. I don't want any ones that didn't qualify today to lose heart. You all did remarkably well, you're all competitive, you're just got to brush yourself down, get back up again, there will be another opportunity that comes down the road and you'll take it.
So the final 8 boys that would have a shot at glory was now decided. This was all starting to feel like the real thing.
It's that movement from what I would call a digital program, which is obviously the home computers, the consoles and everything else, into here, which is so close today to real, Formula 1 track racing or track racing and Formula 4 in this case. But nevertheless, the movement in the cars, the chassis, the feeling of curves, all of that is now coming through. Making mistakes because of that, the girls are getting thrown out in testing and practicing. It really starts to become very real.
Monisha Kaltenborn was the first ever female team principal in Formula 1 with the Sauber team, which is where she became friends with Force India's Bob Fernley. She has helped develop these sims, and her knowledge of both the analogue and digital worlds has been crucial in getting this competition up and running.
Well, it's really like a dream come true. It's meeting up with Bob, and we know each other for very long. We were always the kind who said it's good to have ideas, but you really need to do something and really implement what you're saying. And this was the perfect project, because like this, we open up this opportunity to a huge pool of young people, young talents. That's how you have to see this. And we saw in the first part of it with online access, everybody can get that. You can see are you talented or not. And from there you took them to the next step, the simulator, and then, as I call them, to the analog world again on the track. So we are actually showing how you can achieve this, how you can democratize motorsport, how you can make it accessible to everyone and actually start a career. So it's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity for so many. It's affordable. I mean, imagine you started this competition from home with whatever you have at home in terms of your simulator or the gadgets, And who can offer that? It's the first time this is being done, and I think if this goes down well, which I'm convinced about, and then offer people like this the entry into Formula Sport.
For the girls, it was straight into qualifying, and the pressure was on.
I mean, qualifying is going to be critical, of course, so getting that qualifying lap right is hard work.
A glitch on Jess White's sim added to the tension.
You can see with Jess White having a few issues, so we are going to hold fire on that one for just a second, because clearly there is some form of technical issue there. Jess White, I think she was saying, I can't hear what's going on.
Jessica's sim had the racing line on the system, so you could see the line you'd have to follow. And then her headphones stopped working, so obviously she can't hear the engine. She can't work out, you know, from the noises on the track from where she is. They couldn't get it to work. They've took her out of the car, put her into the third car, reset her, and hopefully away we go. But yeah, she'll be fine. I mean, she's used to the pressure. We'll be fine.
She had to switch machines and quickly refocus for the session ahead.
Jessica White is out on track now in the number 3 black car. Hopefully he's able to set some lap times, though just making a little bit of a mistake there.
Whatever it is, you need to take yourself one lap, just to calmly breathe, go around the circuit and not overdo it. Now we can see on board with Jessica White. Oh, mate, Chloe Grant rejoining straight into Monica Bolton-Ramos. My goodness.
That collision ruined the lap times for Chloe and Monica, so they would need to keep pushing.
That is Mason puts her on the left-hand side, right in front of Jazz Shaw. Yeah, no, your hand went straight up to Jazz Shaw.
Well, Grant goes up to the top with a 27.06. Ramos was really, a step ahead in terms of the simulation races. Macy hits her. She's going a bit slower there, so this is going to hinder Ramos's lap, not having the ideal line. Coming up through all this second section, going up wide and having a bit of a spin there coming into Sterling's.
Time was running out. Monica's frustration was growing, and she was desperate for her luck to change.
Big one, and then right in front of Chloe Grant as well. So that's the second time in this session that those two have come together at that section of the racetrack.
Chloe, however, was still the fastest.
7 minutes left to go. At the moment, provisionally, on pole position is Chloe Grant.
Really close between the top 3, and Jess White has gone to the top on 27.001, just 24 thousandths of a second faster than Chloe Grant.
Monica Bolton-Ramos crosses the line to finish her lap and finish her session with how she entered T1 there. She is calming this one down.
Jess White was fastest in qualifying and would start from pole, but Chloe Grant picked up a 2-place penalty for an unsafe rejoin. So Monica Bolton-Ramos and Macy Hitter moved up to 2nd and 3rd.
I think we qualified 2nd. I don't know how, but I've somehow had to give up 2 places, so I think I'll be starting 4th in the races. I'm not sure what I've done wrong, but I'll have to find that out.
Yeah, it was hard at the start because obviously I had to change sims, but yeah, by the end it was good.
As esports continues to grow, so does the coverage, and this whole competition is a complex operation that is run out of Kemptthal in Switzerland.
We are here in the broadcast center in Kemptthal in Switzerland. This is where it all began. We started to set up a broadcast that is able to connect a lot of lounges all over the globe. So we have lounges in Madrid, Zurich, Munich, and they need to be connected via camera and via the race signal, and this all ends up in one video mixer, which is a top-notch machine.
So my name is Leandro Huber, and I'm the Chief Esports Officer of Racing Unleashed. So the operating, let's say, the heart or the brain of Racing Unleashed is here in Kemptthal when it comes to the broadcasting, to showing those pictures to the broad public, but also race control and our whole technological side. So putting together, all the servers and everything that needs to run in the background. This all happens actually here in Kemptthal, Switzerland. When we knew we wanted wanted to start this whole journey with the broadcast and everything, we didn't just want it to be an esports production. We wanted to really take the best out of the esports world and take the best out also of the, let's say, analog sporting world. So we went to RTV, which is our broadcasting partner. They have loads and loads of experience with broadcasting in Formula One. So we took them to cover, let's say, the analog motorsports world, and we also have professionals from the esports area, and we put those two knowledges together to create this amazing experience. So within the production, generally speaking, we have two things that come together. Firstly, we have the camera signals. The cameras are spread across all different racing lounges, and we have cameras on the simulators, cameras in the room. On top of that, we have all the images that come from in-game. So all the images that are produced by a computer, and those images together with the images created by the normal cameras, they all go together into this TriCaster. And we mix them together and kind of create that fusion between an analog production of videos and this digital world of sim racing. But for that to work, we also have, you know, all different sorts of people involved. So what we have is a spectator that controls two computers and kind of tries to find out, okay, where is the most interesting thing going on the racetrack, and then he selects the specific scene and tries to show the viewers what's going on. On top of that, we have a second person responsible for two replay computers, and this person does nothing else than, you know, have a look at the great scenes that have happened and then produce replays out of those scenes. The commentator right now comments on the English stream that we're doing, but the English stream is not the only one we're doing, actually. So what we're having is not only an English production, but also a German one and a Spanish one. So we're sending that signal out to different commentators, and they're commenting on what they're seeing. So what we're doing here is we're taking together all the different signals from all the various racing lounges in the different countries. We're mixing all those signals together to a perfect race and a perfect broadcast.
The British Formula 4 Championship is a series fully approved by the FIA, the sport's governing body. Like a Formula 1 car, they have adjustable wings at the front and rear to create downforce, helping their racing slick tyres to grip the track. The Abarth engines they use produce around 160 horsepower. That's more than enough to propel these lightweight cars to over 150 miles an hour, all with the added protection of the halo, just like a modern F1 car. And our winners will be guided all the way by one of the most successful teams on the single-seater scene, High-Tech Grand Prix.
High-Tech races across sort of 6 teams, basically, and we race from Formula 4, Formula 3 and Formula 2, and basically, yeah, within those sort of teams, they race in England, the Middle East and Asia as well, so we sort of have 6 race teams, quite a lot of balls to juggle. My name's Oliver Oakes, and I'm the team principal of High-Tech.
God works in mysterious ways.
Obviously, I've known Bob for a few years, obviously when he was back at Force India, which was next door to High-Tech. And then, obviously, latterly when he was sort of heading up the FIA single-seater commission. So I would say when he sort of told me about this project and, you know, we touched base, it was exciting to be involved in something quite different, and also, you know, working with Bob's always fun, and, you know, he knows the motorsport world, so it's just a really good thing to be part of, really. It was quite natural.
The man who is tasked with turning our winners into fully fledged racing drivers was taken aback by the competition.
Yeah, initially I was a bit shocked that someone would win a completely paid drive. That was probably the first thing that shocked me, because that doesn't really happen very often. And then obviously the second thing was, look, you know, this is free to enter for everyone, open to all. Whoever wins it, no matter whether they've done karting, whether they are just straight from the couch, so to speak, which I think, you know, that's great. But obviously I was going, well, this will be interesting. Let's see how it unfolds.
Next, it was time for the boys to set their qualifying times.
to get here, remember, there was thousands of participants. There was 16 boys. They've whittled that down to 8. These are the fastest 8 in the entire competition. It's just now their time to perform.
It's a fast lap coming in from Dylan Warren. It would be very important for Dylan Warren to start off this session in fantastic fashion. To start it off with a potential provisional pole position. He's got to beat a 25.298. And what is he going to do across the line? He does beat it, not by as much as I would have thought. It's a 25.0. I'm still saying they need to do a 24 to grab this pole. I don't think that time's good enough. And there's the final corner for Ronnie Smith. What can he do across the line?
Let's see, it's a 25.0 to beat for that provisional pole position, the tightest run to the line, saving every 1,000. That's going to be second place, and third place actually is Mercurius right behind him.
Straight
goes just 2/100ths of a second quicker, which might be that, just a little bit of slipstream.
Exactly. I mean, any time that Ronnie Smith was setting, Theo Mercurius was going to set basically exactly the same. Here's Deegan Fairclough, only one more corner left to go, one more corner left to take the most out of it. I'm not so sure this is an improvement out of the first sector's terrible. The second sector's all right. Although he crossed the line, there's the ball.
But if that means he had a not so good first sector, maybe that means he's got even more 10s. We have seen these guys go for the 24s though, so let's see how that one works out for him.
Indeed, so here we are with Dylan Warren then. He's just been deposed from pole position.
Dylan Warren, is he slowing down? I think he's just slowing down a bit there to try and get some clean air. Because sometimes, even though you get the tiniest bit of slipstream from the cars ahead, when you know, maybe a second back or so, it's a distraction.
Dylan Warren was starting to feel the pressure as he tried everything to put in a better lap.
Half a tenth between Deegan Fairclough and Dylan Warren. 2 tenths back to Theo Mercurius, then Ronnie Smith. Dylan Warren, here we are with purple in the first sector. That's a big off though. That is the lap gone. Deegan Fairclough has moved the benchmark into the 24s with an 8.53 as he pushes his way even further onto this pole position.
And with just 1 or so laps, Zach Sweeney goes up to 7th place. Luzio recently just went up into 5th place as well, so lap times are really starting to come in. This is maybe the last lap, maybe the last 2 laps that they're going to get in this session.
Dylan Warren is in the pit lane, so Dylan Warren is done. Second position as good as Dylan Warren can get. Deegan Fairclough looking to hang on the pole position, and there is Warren back in the pit lane. And I think maybe it's not pole, but it's still a very good lap.
I could have done better, I should have done better, and I think I would have done better. Well, obviously, if I didn't make mistakes, I would have been starting a position higher, but obviously I'm not, so now I need to work from here.
Again, another really, really tight session with a great lap from Deegan Fairclough. Clearly enjoys Brands Hatch.
There was some laps I could have improved much more, but I'm still happy it's pole, isn't it? It doesn't matter how much you're pole by, but yeah, it's brilliant. I'm super happy.
It was a close qualifying session for the boys, but Deegan Fairclough put in a very strong time. It was a real statement of intent to the others in this competition. Next time, it's the finals, where one boy and one girl will walk away with that prize of a fully paid drive in the highly competitive British Formula 4 Championship. The pressure is on.
I'm Deegan Fairclough, the winner of the inaugural Rocket Racing Stars competition. I'm now racing in Formula 4, fully funded by Rocket. If you want a similar chance, look out for the next Rocket Racing Stars competition coming soon.